not fresh. These niggas wearing their pants tighter than f***ing Ryan Seacrest. Admit when I'm rhyming, it's nice, your heart is my pinata. My wordplay will astound. I make your mom say wow. Ironically, wow was the word mom upside down. Seven married Carol laughing Brad and children. Slappers wisdom. This isn't sadomasochism. A crash addiction. Dastardly addiction. Have you tap out of submission? A beast like Baptista, the Puerto Rican edition? Woo!
Derek Emmanuel Barbosa, aka Chino XL, born April 8, 1974. In hip-hop, rap beef is alive and well, with the current sparring of one of hip-hop's giants in Drake, fending off a multitude of simultaneous attacks, with the one that matters, Kendrick Lamar, as of the time you hear this, yet to respond to Drake's latest challenge. Hip-hop purists are on the edge of their seats to hear what Kendrick Lamar will respond with, seeing as he's hailed as and has boasted to be lyrically impregnable as rap's true king. It's a make or break move for K-Dot, just as it was when Tupac made, in my opinion, the greatest diss record of all time, Hit 'Em Up, targeted at multiple foes, particularly on the East Coast, including a quick send-off to today's feature in spoken word style right at the end. Tupac used only 3 words to address Chino XL, and those 3 words has lived with the New Jersey rapper for a lifetime as far as his rap career. At the time, it was yet known by the masses who Chino XL was or why Tupac even threw his name in the song, but since then, hip-hop made it their business to find out who this mysterious MC was, and so was I. One thing I think everyone concluded was Chino XL wasn't some ordinary chum rapper the greatest MC dissed on record and was now banished from the culture forever. Chino XL actually grew to be a respected name in hip-hop, although mostly underground. Tupac himself was surprised after he learned more about Chino XL that as an MC he was actually formidable and some say one of the best of his generation. His punchline style rap early in his career rivaled that of guys like Big L and Big Pun back in those days, and grew able to sit beside lyrical greats of today like Crooked I, Royce da 5'9", and Eminem. Although if you didn't hear a song like Ethiopia featuring Chino XL, you wouldn't know that lyrically he had some of the most prime bars of all time. The thing about Chino XL was lyrically, in my opinion, he's gotten better over time, where he's mastered the ability to fly the most metaphors, similes, and entendres over the heads of rap listeners who only hear the sounds nowadays that make them turn up the radio or move in the clubs. As a result, Chino XL and his music over the years flew under the radar, appreciated mainly by underground hip-hop fans who still hold traditional hip-hop and the art of dissecting lyrics close to heart and share deep revere for an artist like Chino XL. He's had a decent rap existence considering the greatest rapper at his peak should have killed his rap career with those famous 3 words, Chino XL. And he didn't, but he never blew up like his talent suggested for these reasons. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to Twin on IG for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music. Get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Chino XL is a rapper from East Orange, New Jersey that grew up the son of a Puerto Rican father and African-American mother who always had a liking for words and understanding them deeper than most kids. It led him to being a part of Mensa, a society of individuals that scored high on intelligence tests. It's evident in his rhymes he's on a different level when it comes to his vast vocabulary, and more impressive how and when he chooses to use those words. He released his first single with the group Art of Origin in 1992, and by 16 years old signed with Rick Rubin's label Def American to release his debut album in 1996, Here to Save You All. It's an album held as one of the best of the 90s and one Chino XL is most known for. He'd moved to the West Coast to be closer to Hollywood for his music career and his desire to get into film, which he later did. He's also known for supposedly dissing Tupac on the song Riot that took his career down a different path. Stunt number 1, making a hit record. Chino XL was signed to Rick Rubin at a young age and desperately wanted to make an impact on the label and in the game itself. Being a highly intelligent person and developing wordsmith, he grew frustrated with the years of being on the shelves and not in the competition going on in the early 90s. In Chino's case and artists like him, the delays were a result of him not being able to come up with a viable hit song that could be played on radio, which was the formula back then to roll out a successful album. But for Chino, radio singles were far beneath him. Not that he thought of it that way, but he couldn't understand their purpose, opposed to having an artist rap as lyrically gifted as he was. It's like eating steak and wondering why people like chicken tenders so much. You don't understand it and can't see why, if presented steak, that wouldn't be held in higher regard than some thoughtless radio single he'd probably skip on an album. But it was necessary in the eyes of the people who controlled whether he was a huge rapper or not, and from 92 to 96, he hadn't found one that worked. Finally, No Complex came and was enough to push the button on his debut project. It came after the first single, Creep, which as far as lyrical capabilities displayed Chino XL's potent rhyme patterns and writing ability, but did nothing for his ability to cross over mainstream. As we know, crossing over into mainstream was all a label really cared about in the mid-90s, and even today, if an MC is dope but fails to cross over, they remain underground and so does their reach. When you ask why didn't Chino XL blow up more as a rapper, it's because he couldn't help but serve steak instead of chicken tenders on records, and it cost him. He also didn't have the personality of a mainstream artist, always scowling at the camera with extreme aggressive rapper hands and prison-built muscles. Even in scenes from songs that were meant to cross over, like his What You Got track, exudes battle rapper instead of a smooth crossover MC, and because of this disconnect, he fell behind better-fitted mainstream acts that also made hit records. Stunt number 2, dissing Tupac. Dissing Tupac the way he did and the timing in which he did almost worked as a gift and a curse for Chino XL, but more curse if you ask me, because it encapsulated his career in that moment and he's never been able to live that down ever since, even after meeting Tupac and clearing the air. The song came about during Chino's frustrations with the label phase, where he decided, well, since no one will listen to me, I'll just say all the things on record people think but are too afraid to publicly say. That way, if my career crash and burns, at least I'd feel I got something out of it that satisfied myself. So, on the song Riot featuring Raz Kaz, Chino XL rapped, "By this industry, I'm trying not to get like Tupac in jail." The line made its way back to Tupac, ironically at the very same time he was in studio recording the Biggie Smalls diss Hit 'Em Up. A guy called Speedy from BMF pulled out Chino XL's CD, and as Pac took a break, suggested he listen to the song, saying some guy named Chino XL was on there dissing him. Pac refused to hear it, saying to Speedy, "I'll take your word for it," and went back in the booth to finish the song. That's when you hear him say, "Chino XL, you too." The song blew all the way up, and of course everyone wanted to know who was this Chino XL guy. Therein lies the gift of dissing Pac. But after, no one wanted to work with XL in fear of disagreeing with Tupac, and it placed a ceiling over his career, essentially blackballing him, where even to this day rappers neglect working with Chino XL because of it. It would be one of the last songs Pac released before he died, but supposedly he and Chino made peace in LA. XL approached Pac and explained he didn't mean it the way he may have took it and apologized. The beef was squashed, but because Pac died so soon after, they didn't get to publicly make it official, and that stuck with Chino XL's career more in blackball light forever. Stunt number 3, dumbing down. The first time I heard the term, it was from a song by Lupe Fiasco about lyrical artists having to dumb down their lyrics in order to play on the same field as inferior rappers, because the mainstream audience can easily understand what they are saying, thus pushing a record higher up the charts and making more money at the end of the day. But artists like Chino XL either knew no way of making his lyrics less potent or didn't want to conform to being less intelligent, all because it served the purpose of making more money and becoming more famous. So he just never did it. Maybe a little on certain songs, but for the most part, Chino XL remained lyrically one of the top rappers in the game for years without conforming to the dumb it down theory. Yes, it cost him mainstream success, but when he realized he was never going to fit in mainstream, he only grew larger underground and has been able to excel in that realm where he's respected as he should be. All in all, Chino XL's career is overshadowed by the Tupac diss, but he was and still is one of the best rappers in the game. His skill level rivals the best of them, but only for these reasons he never became as popular as other rappers. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.